What's up, guys? Tyler Casey here from Cinepacks, and we really appreciate you guys purchasing this pack. We really appreciate all the support you guys have given us on these first 3 packs that we have dropped. So today I'm basically going to go through and give you guys an editing tutorial on how to use this pack, how to utilize it, how to import it, and basically kind of give like an overall overview of it. So here's the pack right here once it's all unzipped, so you can see all the assets. I'm just going to go through. Here's all the transitions. They won't play like natively, just like on Windows or Mac. You just have to put them in Premiere. These are alpha channels, so like when you drag them on, you don't have to edit out any of your footage. You don't have to do any green screen. You just drag and drop them on. In here we have objects, so each object has the this is the object, like where it loops and plays, and then this is just a photo of the object. Here are the overlays, so we have a few PNG frames. You could check these out. You could drag and drop those on. Those could be used for Instagram, whatever you really think. Even the video promos, and then right here are moving frames. So you have 2 moving frames right there. Next up, we have LUTs. So we have 5 of these LUTs right here. You can actually go ahead and drag these into Premiere if you want, so you have them, or you can just look them up manually. To put them in Premiere, just go to Disk Drive C, you go to Program Files, then you go down to Adobe. Where's Adobe at? And then you click Premiere. It has this little thumbnail, and then you come over down to, I haven't done this in a minute, you go to Lumetri, and then you come over to LUTs, Creative, and you paste those in there. So now the LUTs are in, and I should just click do this for all items. Now your LUTs are in there. Let's head on back. Then we also have paper sounds. So there's paper sounds, 25 of them. These are super high quality. So I'll show you guys how to manipulate the sounds and use them effectively in your videos. Then we also have textures. You can use these textures for whatever you want. I just included them. They're high quality photos. Everything in the pack is super high quality. Every clip is 4K. You don't have to green screening or anything like that. You just drag and drop them on, and they work perfectly fine. We put a lot of work into this pack, so let's get right into it. So that's pretty much it. So now what we're going to do is I'm pretty much just going to drag this entire folder right into Premiere right here. And it should just import. Everything went in but the LUT, so that's expected. So okay, so I dragged in 2 clips into Premiere just so we could kind of show the difference of all the transitions. So there's my clips right there. So we're going to start off with Notebook. I'm going to show you guys basically how all these work. So you literally just drag them right on, and you can see here comes the Notebook. Boom. So we would literally just, when it closes, that's where we would put the cut, and boom, we open and close to the new frame. Super simple. Let's try another one. Here's another Notebook. Let's delete the old one. So you just want to find where it's completely closed. This one's just a rip open. So what you could do is you could put like a title here, and then it would rip open. So that one's not much of a like full-on transition. I mean, if you really wanted to make it a full transition and then you wanted to make like some title in there, you could go like this. You could reverse the speed and then go like this. Paper closes, paper rips open. And you could speed that up by pressing R and speeding those up if you want a little snappier. So I'm going to kind of show you guys how to finesse a lot of these and do a lot of different creative stuff. But overall, you can really just drag and drop these on and they'll be super good. So play that. Super fast. Looks dope. Let's try another one. Here's Notebook 3. This one is super dope. Comes in, balls up. It's one of my favorites right there. It's pretty cool. Awesome. Let's keep moving on. So now we're getting into the rip. So this one starts tiny, balls the full screen, and rips away. Awesome. Let's go into rip 2. Let's delete these. Rip 2 just rips open. So that's another one where you could, in theory, you could reverse it. If you wanted to do that, or you could start with another one. It doesn't really matter. So you could put a title on that one or get creative with it. Here's rip 3. They're all pretty much like the same kind of concept, but I'll go through all of them with you guys. And transitions to the new scene. Here's another rip. Comes down, rips away to the new scene. So we kind of saw where the cut needs to be, so it was not cut earlier. So we could cut actually pretty early, so it's something like this. And if you guys don't like the timing, feel free to speed them up or anything like that. Rip 5, let's keep moving here. And it just rips across the screen. So you guys pretty much, here's some of the wipes. We'll check these out. So this one's a little trickier. So these are the ones that I want to show you guys. So this one is cool. It wipes across the screen, but you're going to have to do a little bit extra work. One thing you can also do, if you don't like the way it wipes, you can easily go into here. You can type in HOR, horizontal flip. Just double click that or drag it on there. And now it comes from right to left. You can do that for all the effects. You can totally finesse it. You can change it, do whatever you want. We could, let's say we wanted it coming, we could scale these up because they're 4K, and the purpose of this effect isn't to make it look like the cleanest. It's supposed to give it like a little vintage vibe. So I'm just scaling this up right now, and boom. We could even go like that. Cool. So I'm going to go back to the original, though. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. We're going to reset everything. We're going to delete the horizontal flip. We're going, nope, it's still there. I deleted the whole clip. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up, drag this. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a mask on our clip right there. So we're just going to click opacity. We're going to draw a little line here. Go there, draw that, bam, and I'm going to just drag these out on the bottom so you don't see the top. So that looks good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click mask path. Yeah. And you can see we still have a little bit sticking out right there. So we could just drag that. Looks good. So the beginning should be, wait, I'm doing this backwards. Yeah, so the new clip needs to come in. So we're just going to follow it as it slides in. So yeah, you do want to be inverted when you draw it. And I'm just going to drag that up a little bit. Don't let it go too fast. Here it comes. It's taken over. And then we got to drag this back so this new clip comes in. Just keep dragging it. It's not too many frames, so it shouldn't be that bad. Cool, and that's getting a little funky. Just so sometimes it's a little hard to grab, but we'll make it work. Cool. And there we go. Awesome. So that happened like that. I mean, you could even have multiple of them. Like, let's say you want it bigger. You could even take this one, move it to the side a little bit. You know, you could have them stacked on top of each other. Something like that. But I like just the one. So here's another tip. So one thing is this effect kind of has like a lot of the times when you see this effect, it kind of has like this slow, jittery type feel, just like all the videos that you see it in. So one thing that you can do is you can use this effect right here. It does kind of slow down the editing process. It takes kind of like a lot of power, but it does look really cool. This is posterized time, so it kind of makes it look like it was shot on film or something like that. So we could try 18 frames. This changes the frame rate. So when we watch it, it has a, let me render that out. So as you see, it kind of has like a slower, glitchy type feel. If you want to go more extreme, I mean, you could even go down like to 8 frames per second. And that's going to be super extreme. So now you can see what like the 8 frames a second looks like. It's super more glitchy, but it kind of does fit in with the vibe. So that's one thing that you can do. So when you click browse right there and then come into the LUTs. So I'm going to go through and show you guys all the LUTs. Here's the LUTs right here. We got Age Scroll, Library, Old Book, the Chronicle, and the Times. So Old Scroll, yeah, it looks pretty vintage. It looks pretty crazy. You can play with this, play with the scale of it, how much you like. If the exposure is a little off, just go ahead and move this around. I mean, it almost looks cool, a little darker and intense. Let's check out some of the other ones. We got Library. This one's kind of like I want to go for like a fluorescent, like dirty, almost like crime movie. I don't know. Let's check out another one. This is Old Book, a little more mild. We got the Chronicle. It's kind of got like a bluish tint to it. And then we have the Times, a little more mild as well. So those are the 5 LUTs that you guys can kind of play around with, because I figured people would want to have different colors. Another super simple tint, if you guys want like your paper a certain color, you can also just go to tint. This is built into Premiere, and you can literally you can map black to any color. Like let's say you wanted like the paper blue. I mean, you could just do that. You could play around with the tint, but I mean, it's a little corny, but I mean, it could work if you wanted it blue. Give it a little style. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to grab another one in, and I'm going to show you guys some other effects that these can do. So yeah, you can see all the wipes here. We could grab another wipe. Which one? I'll grab this one. This one's cool. It's like it's a wipe down. So I would delete this mask, and the way you do this one is, this one's super easy. I mean, I could actually, you don't even have to use a mask on this one. You could also use this. I'm just going to use crop because it's a little easier. And the top should disappear by then. And you saw a little bit right there. So let's see how many frames we see that. So by there, this clip should already be at 100. And then we'll zoom in and delete the old keyframe. So there we go. So we'll play that and whoosh. So a cool thing that you can do with these is you can apply effects on them. A lot of plugins, like a lot of you guys who use plugins. So there's a lot of plugins that you guys can use on these, from Universe to Sapphire. So I'm going to go through some of the plugins that I like to use. You do have to pay for these plugins, but if you're a music video editor or something like that, you definitely want to eventually look into getting some of these plugins. Some people obtain them illegally. I'm not going to tell you to do that, but I'm going to show you guys these plugins that I have. So check out these plugins. So one of the ones that is really cool and one of my favorites is Ecto to put on this. It's super cool. They literally work right as soon as you drag them on. So check that out. That's super cool. You get a crazy effect because you have all these edges. The reason I made this pack is I just wanted to make it super easy, an easy way to get these effects, because it does take a long time. I took a photo of every frame of these. I didn't do this in Photoshop. I made these in real life. So they're super high quality. So if you want to try any of these other effects, just make sure you don't click the ones with the black, because it'll, so let's try this one out. See, it kind of, yeah, see. I mean, that looks cool too. You can play around, like let's say we want to make it look like fire. Let's grab red. That actually looks super cool. And let's grab orange. So that's pretty cool there. I mean, we got like fire paper coming down. So that's one of my favorite effects. You can play with the distortion and make it look like it's really warpy. That's a little too much. But yeah, so definitely play with this. You can play with the intensity. You can really get all sorts of different types of looks with this. So this is one of my favorite things about the packs. Everyone starts with the same type of tools or like equipment, but you can really use it in any way you want to. So let's check out some other stuff. Any type of simple glow looks really good. I mean, Ecto has some glow in it. I'm going to use Sapphire Glow on this. So we're going to drag glow right there. So yeah, you can see it just has like a subtle glow to it when it comes down. I like the look of that. To add a little more to it, also in Sapphire. Sapphire is pretty expensive. You can get it for free if you are a student for a year, so that's definitely cool to check out. It's like $1,600. Some people just get it off a legal website, so I don't know about that, but I have it, so I'm just going to show you guys kind of what it can do and the possibilities. So that adds a little flicker to it, so that's pretty nice as well. But let's check out some more universe stuff. Another cool one is AV Club. AV Club is dope. We can drag that on, and it kind of gave it like a little green look, but let's go through here and look at the presets. Extreme Orange does not look cool. UHFF, this one looks super cool. Yeah, it even gave it like a little bounce to it, which is really cool. It almost, yeah, that's super sick. So those are some of the effects that you guys can just drag on. You can really have fun with it, add all sorts of effects, and kind of make it your own. Next up, let's check out the sounds. Let's see if we can let's grab like a ripping one. Okay, so I just dragged in some music, so because I feel like just sound effects by themselves don't sound that cool. So like definitely with like some ambient music in the background. Definitely some ambient music in the background will help out. So let me mute this for now and let's figure out. So we need some type of paper sliding down. So let's see what we have. Maybe the ending of that could actually work. And then let's see how that. So where's it? So what you can do, what I like to do with sound effects is rate stretch tool. So just press R, or you could just click right there and just drag that out. Yeah, that's fine. I like that. That's like a really long rip. So let's go through. Let's see. Could even slow it down just a little bit. Move it over just a little bit. And let's see that. I mean, there should be 2 rips going on. So there's that really fast rip. But what we can do with that is we can also slow that down. So it makes it sound deeper. Maybe that's cool. And then we just need some more rips. It's going crazy. So let's grab that one. Slow that one down as well. Too early. It should be slowing down a little bit so it stretch. Cool. And then let's put another one in. That's plastic. Let's see how that. That would almost sound better for the intro. Let's do that instead. That almost sounds like paper being rolled up, but we could use that. So the paper starts ripping a little early. I'm going to move them over just a little bit. You press Option or Alt, and then you just use your arrow keys to move stuff frame by frame. And let's just grab the last rip. Let's go paper rip 1. Cool. I'm pretty sure this one has the most paper like rips in the animation. So you really wouldn't have to add this many sounds. I guess I went a little crazy on this one. So let's see how that sounds with the music. So I got like fire sounds in there from the original, but I mean, it sounds pretty good. It's like more subtle. Like by itself, it sounds all right, but like when you actually put in the music, it sounds dope. So another cool thing you could do, like I like to do with my music videos, is like if there's like a part where I want it to be quiet, I'll go to effects, I'll add like a low pass on, and then let's unmute that. So like what I would do, like let's say this is like the start of our video and they're like titles. So you can add a default transition in between the low pass and the not low pass version. Delete the low pass off that. And then I just have one clip right here, paper ripping. So let's see how that sounds. Kind of transitions in back to the regular version of the song. So like you can have a lot of fun with that. So definitely play around with those tools right there. So definitely using the rate stretch tool to change like the length and the sound of the sounds. You could even put like low pass filters on the actual sounds. You can also speed up sounds. It kind of makes them sound more high pitch. But yeah, those are some of the things that I like to do to like manipulate sounds for music videos. So I mean the sound could even come in a little earlier because I think it starts tearing a little bit earlier. So let's see. The song skips because I did that. But yeah, so those are the sound effects. You can really take advantage of those. So let's get into the objects now. So we have all these objects. Let's check these out. So they come with PNGs, and the PNGs, you can literally just drag them on there, just still clips. So you can use those however you would like. We have the MOV, which is basically them disappearing. So them disappearing. So like, let's say you wanted like the circle to stay on longer, you could just go like that. And then it disappears. So you could have it on for as long as you want. So let's check out some of these. So we have the heart. We have the PNG for the heart. We have another heart folding up. We have a skull that I made. You guys can use that how you want. I tried to make it come out cool. I think it came out all right. It looks cool if you actually put like an effect on it as well. What effect would be cool? I don't know what chromatic glow is, but let's try that. Yeah, I mean, you could put like all those effects I showed you guys earlier on these. Like Ecto would look super crazy on this. So yeah, and you can animate these. You can do whatever you want with these. You can scale them. You can duplicate them. To duplicate, hold Alt or Option. You can make 3 of them, you know. There's a lot you could do with these. You could get really creative with these. We have X's as well. So that's a photo of an X. I think the X is a loop as well. Yeah, so the X is looped, so you could easily just hold the Alt or Option to duplicate it, and you could have that on for a while. Some cool things you could do. I mean, you could also like mask behind. I'm gonna do it like super quick. I mean, you would want to do some of this stuff in After Effects. So I'm giving you guys assets for like tools that you could just use. And that's over. We would invert that. And then you would just want to follow IMSU or your artist. Drag that there. I mean, I'm doing this like kind of rough, guys. I mean, you would really want to do this in After Effects, but I mean, quickly, I hate when it does that. Quickly, you're good doing this way. If it's only a few frames too, it's not bad. I would go all the way through, and then it would look more like the X is actually in the scene compared to just being on top of him. See. Oh, I didn't have, and make sure to click mask path selected because I did not do that. So make sure to click mask path selected because it did not work. So now you can see the X is behind him, but it's not perfect, but it works. And then it comes up front. That's actually kind of cool. So, I mean, we could even like duplicate one, put one on the other side, put some type of text in there. You can track these into your scenes. I also have hearts. So like the heartbreak is one of my favorite as well. So check this out. So there's a heart. Let me delete that. Let me delete this layer. We don't need that. And the heart breaks. So if you wanted the heart to stay a while before it broke, you could have this here. You could have this here. I mean, you could even scale it down to 0. Then you could bring it up to like, I don't know, 115. Go a few frames forward. Go back to there. So those are all the objects, so you guys can track them in After Effects, and they also work with Ecto and all the other effects that I showed you guys. You can have a lot of fun with those. And then we're gonna go into the last folder here, and we're gonna go. Well, we have the textures overlay, so you can really do whatever you want with these. You can drag them onto your screen. You can use them as backdrops. Like, let's say you have the paper, and then you have the paper, and then let's say you have like age scroll on this, you know, so that has like a different look to it. You could use those for that. You could use these in Photoshop. You can really use these however you like. So now I'm going to get into my frames. So now we're going to get into the overlays. So these are still overlays, but you can use them. I still really like them. They don't jiggle or move, but they have a really cool look to them. So like you could be there, you know, and then you could even like transition them on, which is pretty cool as well. So like, let's say we grab like, say we just grab like a rip. Like let's say we rip from one scene to another. So it's here. Boom. We did a little late. Let's speed it up too. I mean, you saw it come on, but let's try it again. Boom. There it is. Now we have the frame on. So that's one thing that I think is pretty cool. So we have that frame. Let's see what other frames we have. Overlays. We have this cool split screen one. Check that out. So you could easily, let's say we go here, effects, crop, and we'll just crop out the left. Oh, I have the crop on the wrong one. So we're going to put that on my clip right there. We're going to do that and then crop that side. And then let's just drag another clip from the I'm Sue video. Let's just drag this one underneath. And in theory, yep, we could drag him over, and now we have a left and right I Am Sue in the frame. Obviously, you would want to try and like find shots, and you would want to finesse it so they're both in frame around the same time, but you can kind of see how that works. Cool. And then I have this one. This one's a little bit trickier, but you guys can still have fun with that. I have some black bars in a sense that are like newspaper here. So this is a cool one. This has a cool look. We don't want the split screen there. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it has like a little black bar look to it. And then we also have an animated one of those. So let's check that out. This is paper. This is a loop as well. So anything that's loop, you're just going to have to duplicate it a few times, because I couldn't include like a minute long one because I wouldn't have been able to put so much stuff in the pack because it would have took up too much space. So just hold Alt or Option, select them and drag them, and then you can just make it really long. And just keep dragging it to how long you want it really. And then if you don't like the way all these clips look and you want to put effects on them, just drag it. Right click it and then click nest, then click OK, and now you have one clip. So there's that. So that's pretty cool. And if you think it's like too big or too obtrusive, you can also just zoom in a little bit, and then you're just getting like the edges. But I like the way it looks. This definitely looks cool with some of the LUTs on it. Like let's put age scroll. So I bring down that, put a little contrast in there. You can. Another thing with these LUTs is you can really just play around. You can crush the blacks. You can bring up the whites. You can make them cold. Like, look at that. I just made, like, blue paper. Like, how did I do that? That's actually really cool. Look at that. So, you guys actually watched this tutorial all the way through. You know how to make blue, yellow, and red paper. Red hot pink paper. Look at that. So, we got the hot pink paper. That's pretty dope. So yeah, you can literally just keep duplicating it. You could put this all over your whole project if you'd like to. I don't care. If you want like a border, all you really have to do is just rotate it, and then we can zoom this in a little bit, and now you have like a full little box, you know? And you know what? Maybe you want that one blue, you know? So we got blue and pink. You can really play around with all these and get super crazy with these assets. So yeah, that's actually pretty dope. So now let's go into my last one and the most intensive one, but this one is definitely dope. So we have, this is the loop. This is the main one. So if you just want to cut to this, there it is like that. Let's put, no, we're not going to do a LUT right now. So there's this. It's basically like a split screen. So if you just want two split screens, you can easily delete these ones in the middle. One of my favorite easiest effects is just crop. So we literally just come here, crop out the left, crop out the right, And then all we would have to do is just make a mask real quick. Just draw along these edges. Just try and stay in the middle so when it wiggles, it doesn't like disappear your footage. If that makes sense. Then we'll do the left side with this one. Just make a little mask. Cool. And then just drag out the bottom. Drag out the top. Definitely on this one. We might have to move that point. There we go. There we go. So now this bottom clip, if we move it to there, now we have a left and a right side. So there we go. And same thing with any other loop is you just got to duplicate it. It should be good. I have like an older version. I updated this. I fixed it before. It wiggled a little too much. And then when you go through, you see a little bit of the other frame on this one. So I went ahead and I fixed that. So don't worry about that. Make sure you stay in the middle when you make the mask so you don't see the other frame. But this is pretty cool because you get like a little split screen. I don't know why I did that. A little split screen effect. Same thing as well. Just nest these two and you can easily put a LUT on it. Or you guys can color it yourself. I mean, I could just make it super blue, bring up saturation, add a little contrast, bring down the highlights. Shadows down, blacks, white. You can play around with these. I mean, they color really cool. It's pretty fun. I mean, I'm adding a lot. Make them really sharp. Why not? Go crazy on the curves. Do some weird stuff. There you go. Look at that. We got some more blue paper. So I'm going to show you how to build one as well. So we just have this middle one being built right here. So I'm going to add the same crop to this. So we're going to go to effects. We're going to go to crop. We're going to drag that on. So we're going to see how it builds. Go arrow key by arrow key. So there we go. So we just want the middle right now. So we're going to go boom. We're going to take that out. And then that should be good. Let's copy over the Lumetri right there. Just so we have the same color, you know. And then we're going to go here. And boom, boom. So that's pretty much it. So I'm actually going to show you guys how to do the mask path. I'm going to do all 4 of them right now. So it's going to be pretty tricky, but we're going to go ahead and do it. So here comes all 4. So that's how you have it build up without it. So you can kind of see it's like, boop, boop, it just builds. But I'm going to show you guys how to build all 4 of them one by one. So you have one come up, you have the second one come up, and then you have the third one pop up. So to start out, we're going to start with this one clip right here. We're going to delete this mask. We're going to start all over. We're going to grab this loop in. So there it is right there. It starts looping. We're going to start on this far left one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab crop. We're going to drag that right here. And we're going to move forward. Cool. And we're going to crop the click right here. We're going to crop the right side until we just have this left one. So now that we have the left one, we're going to do the same thing to this. We're going to crop all these right ones out and boom. There we go. We have that. It's like boom, boom. Cool. So now we have that. It's completely building just the left one. So now what we can do is we can build a mask. So we're going to come over to this frame right here and we're going to start with the mask. Let's move IMSU over a little bit. You could really do whatever you want. You could do screenshots here. Like let's say we just want like a frozen IMSU right there. We could just go add frame hold, delete that other stuff. And now it's just frozen right there. He's just chilling. So that's cool. Let's keep working on that. Let's work on that mask. So we're just going to follow the edges here. Stay in the middle like I said before, and you should be good. And then we're going to come here and just drag those out right there. And get that top. So this is probably like the most intense thing you have to do in this pack, but it is one of the coolest effects. Cool effects don't come that easy. So we're going to scroll all the way down and he's gone right there. So as it starts coming up, we can grab that and boom. And I kind of like to give it like add like, you know, like a little few like make it look like chunky, like it's like paper, like building up. So like right there, it's up to you if you want it to just appear like how that appears. I kind of like how it just pops up in one frame. So I'm just duplicating the keyframe. So now check it out, where it's completely out. So now it just pops up like that. We're going to move to the next one. So there's the next one. Just move it however you want. And then duplicate, holding an Alt or Option, dragging that, tagging it right next to it. So it's boop, boop, boop. And then the last one, it builds. But let's just duplicate that keyframe to where it's fully built. And now we have boom, boom, boom. So like you could even do this on like, let's, what do I have in here? So like, let's just say we have like a texture right here and like we have like some paper. Let's just say we have that. So this is being all built on paper. So it's paper, boom, IMSU comes in. Let's do another one. So we're gonna grab another IMSU. This could be a video IMSU, why not? So we're going to delete that crop on there. I don't know what that was doing. And if you guys drag it and then it gets all weird, just hold the shift button. If you guys are dragging it like left to right, just hold the shift button and then it'll lock you in there. So I'm Susie. Yeah, he's perfectly right there. So now what we need to do is we need to drag another one of these up. So I'm holding Alt or Option. That key is being used a lot today. And then now we're going to undo this crop. We're going to see where the new intro is. We're going to delete the left one because we don't need that. And we don't need the right one. And now we have the middle one coming up. So that comes up. And now we can just cut this right there. And we can undo the right. So now the right one pops up. So it's boom, boom, boom. See that? Cool. So now we need to do the same thing to, which layer are we on? We're on this layer. So same thing, draw another mask. I'm going to go opacity. And let's go to where it's built. Actually, we don't need to make a cut there. So let's go to where it's built. So it's fully built right there. We're going to draw a mask. We're just going to follow that. Stay in the middle, like I said before. It's going to wiggle a little bit much on these, but that is corrected in the new pack, so you guys will be all set. Like you kind of see it right there, but fixing that, so it's all good. Drag out the bottom like usual, just because it's kind of hard making mask in Premiere. And then we're going to select mask path. And then we're going to go over to the beginning, and we're going to build it out like we did before. So while that one's building, we're going to be building up as well. So let's move here frame by frame. So frame one, I mean, we should be, let's just drag this all the way down. Boom. And when that's at 0, so we'll move it out. It's going to pop. So we can zoom in here. We can do the duplicate like normal. So it's going to pop up. It's just going to pop. And then there's the next one. We'll come here and let's kind of give it like a flat look. We'll duplicate it again. Boom, boom. And it's so fast. I mean, I kind of like it. Ignore that first frame right there. Okay, why is it doing that there? Oh, I think because I am over the, there we go, the paper layer. This would be really good for like paper sounds as well. These building up, and then you would do the last one. So let's build that one. This is the intro again. Undo that. We'll scroll forward a little bit. We'll go left. So there you go with that. That one's going to build up, and then you would just make another cut right there. You would delete the crop, and now we have completed all 4. And then you would repeat the same process, putting one there and building up the last one as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you could, like, let's say you wanted to continue on. You just drag that out, duplicate it, drag that out, duplicate it. And I'm just pressing delete to fill that space. And then you could, once you kind of get it all done, you could just go here. You can nest all the paper stuff. Just leave all the paper stuff on like 2 layers. And then you could easily come in here. We could throw on one of our world famous LUTs. We'll throw on library and, like, you know, let's get a little crazy. Let's go to the Let's go to the color wheel, move it around, you know. Put some color in those midtones and highlights. Let's make it all red, you know. So now we got like a little red paper coming up. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are pretty much all the things you can do with these. I mean, same thing with the other things. You can also add effects onto these. So you could have a lot of fun with these. You could duplicate them, make them a little bit wider if you want, just if you want thicker lines. But you can really do anything with these lines. You can animate them, make them slide across screen. You can make them, you can zoom them out. You can rotate them. You could even do this like vertical if you wanted. There's all sorts of stuff you could do with these effects. So definitely play around with it. Look, I mean, I just made like a vertical split screen just like that, you know. Now you could have 8 frames just like that. So definitely play around with these effects, guys. There's a lot you can do. You could even put little objects in there. We appreciate you guys purchasing Cinepack, so make sure to follow us on Instagram. And we also included a coupon in the pack for you guys if you guys want to check out anything else. We have more packs, and we plan to do more packs like this in the future. So we appreciate you guys' business, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.